Yo, what it do, YouTube? Your boy had to come back for the one time. You know who it is. It's your boy, KV McKinley. Yes, sir. Hope everybody's doing well. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the McKinley family. Yes, sir. McKinley Squad. You already know where we at. We right here. Yes, Lord. Man, it's been a year since my last video. Honestly didn't know when I was gonna come back to post a video, but right now seems like the best time. Today, I'm going to be doing a movie review, and I'm going to be doing it on Tyler Perry's new movie, Divorce in the Black. Man, so I watched this movie last week, and I just got tired of seeing all the mixed comments. And the most mixed comments that I hated seeing was people saying that the movie was good. Oh my God. It is so easy to please some people. I'm just like, oh my goodness. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just set my standards too high, or I set my standards for Tyler Perry too high. Tyler Perry caters all his movies to black people. No lie. And black people, y'all think anything he does is good. I'm like, are y'all serious? Whatever he puts out, y'all just like, oh yeah, it's good. Like, it's not. Like, not everything he puts out. You know what? I'm not, just wait until we get into it. I ain't gonna waste no more time. We about to just get straight into it. Before we get into this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Now, I'm finna give y'all this movie review. Let's get it. So before I get into like just my thoughts on the movie, I would like to give Megan Good, and I would also like to give Corey Hardwick. I think that's how you say his name. Probably. I want to give them their props because their acting in the movie was phenomenal. They both recently just went through a divorce. So in my opinion, it felt like they took whatever emotions they were feeling in their relationships and they put them in the movie. It seemed like everything that they wanted to say to their ex-spouse, that's like what they put out on the screen. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, Corey was throwing the B word around loosely. That was ridiculous to me. I was just like, he is just literally just letting it all out. One thing that they both have said was that Tyler Perry has paid them more than anybody's ever paid them, which I think is great to hear. I'm glad that Tyler Perry is giving actors what they deserve. Shout out to Megan Good and shout out to Corey Hardwick. This is really not about you. This is about the movie itself. So let's go ahead and get into it. I will say this, the movie was good up until a point. Up until a point, it felt like it was just building up and then it just never went anywhere. And I'm about to get into it. The funeral scene, that was so ghetto. Like, what? She said, no, don't get the casket, get the body. What? In what world have you seen or heard somebody do something like that? That was crazy to me. That mama was ridiculous. That whole scene in the funeral was ridiculous. One thing that's just flabbergasting to me is that we always portray these pastors so terribly. Like, I hate watching movies and it's a crooked pastor. It almost makes me feel like they're saying like all pastors are crooked in a way. Like, it's just like the way, well, not, he wasn't even crooked. He was just carnal. He was just carnal. Like, what he said at the funeral was not necessary. Like, that was just terrible. Like, basically saying that the boy went to hell. Even if he did, he ain't supposed to say that. Like, I just hate in the movies where they just give those type of scenes where it's like the pastor is just like crooked in a way. You know what I mean? But yeah, that first scene was crazy. Now, the overall movie, it just lacked so much. Like, it lacked character development. It lacked storyline. Like, I understand that they're supposed to be getting a divorce, but we didn't really get a good understanding of, okay, what led up to this. Like, I mean, they talked about it, but it would have been nice to see it. Like, Megan Good's character, we really wanted to stay with him, Her best friend, on the other hand, wanted her to leave him. She told her to write a list of every bad thing that he's done. We didn't really get halfway down the list. Like when her mom found it and basically was like, oh, like what in the world happened? Like, why did you let this happen? Tyler Perry did a great job building it up, but then when it came down to the end, it was just like, what happened? Like, I just felt like it lacked so much, like, potential. Now, I will say this. The movie had potential to be great, but the movie just was not it, bro. It just was not it. Like, it was instances where it was like, okay, this could have been good. Okay, I see where you're going. But when it came down to the end of the movie, it was just like, this is just like, it should have been on Tubi. It should have been on Tubi. And it was on Amazon Prime. It should have been on Tubi. It made no sense, bro. Like, then I understand, like, he was mad or whatever, but I wanted to get a better understanding of why Dallas was mad. You know? Like, I didn't understand why he had such a hatred towards his wife. I would have loved to have seen like a backstory or like flashbacks as to like what led up to them like getting into this predicament, because like all we saw was them at that dinner table with her and her best friend. It was a double date, and he was just like drunk for one, and they were just like, you know, doing his old cussing thing, calling her out her name and stuff, and was just like, I want a divorce. And that was another thing. He was the one that wanted a divorce. And then when she actually signed the papers later on, he's making it seem like she wanted the divorce when she did it. And so I was just like, that was just so, it just sucked. I talked to two people and both of them agreed. Like when they were in the courtroom with the lawyers and they were getting ready to sign the papers and they were trying to tell her to read the divorce papers, and she was like, no, I don't need to, I'm just gonna sign it. That would have been the perfect opportunity to like kind of twist the story and Dallas getting all her money and she wouldn't have known it. And then we would have seen something like a whole different story. Because also he was smirking when she was signing, and then so was the lawyer. So I'm thinking like, yo, something finna happen. And then we go further into the movie and nothing happened. I was just like, ugh. Oh, and this is another thing that this was just messy that I didn't like about like the pastor thing. Like he was trying to get her, Benji, the country guy that lived in her hometown. That's just messy. Like, why would you try to get him? Why would you try to get her with somebody while she's technically still married? That's just so messy. It's those little things that we promote. Like, it's okay to like be dating somebody while you're technically still married. Like those little things. Like, it's just so messy. And then he's a pastor. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, the movie just lacked so much. Like, character development, the storyline. It was like so much missing. Like, we knew he had brothers that were dangerous. It was like, I don't know what type of dangerous family they were supposed to be. And obviously the mama was the ringleader. But it was just like, we didn't get enough of them. Like, if anything, they got like 15, 20 minutes of movie time. Like, it wasn't even really like enough to like get a good, maybe not even that. It wasn't even really good enough to get like a good understanding of his family. Only thing we knew was that she made him kill his father for whatever reason. I can't remember what the reason was. That's how trash the movie was to me. And then they never proved whether or not Dallas was the one that poisoned Benji's animal farm. Like, what? That part was just left like in a loop. Like, I was just like, okay, so we just gonna leave that there? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me. I'm jumping all around because it's just like, it was so, that's how the movie was. It was just like all over the place, really. It just didn't make any sense. Like, when she found out that he wanted a divorce, when he told her that, she went to her parents' house for like a week, but we didn't really see him. It was like, so what was he doing? Like, he was just chilling. And like, I mean, after a week, she's basically like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna get a divorce. Like, it just felt like so rushed. There was just so many other things that could have happened in the movie that I'm just very disappointed that didn't happen. For instance, Dallas brought up the fact that his best friend / lawyer had cheated on his wife, which was Megan Good's character, Ava's best friend. He had just showed up unannounced, and basically when they were trying to get him out, he said that. And I was like, Tyler could have made it a twist. I was just expecting a twist. Like, I'm not trying to compare the movies, but the one that he had previously, before this, Mea Culpa, now that was a solid movie. I like that one. That one had a nice little twist to it. But this right here, just seeing people saying like, oh, there might be a part 2. Ain't no way. Ain't no way they doing a part 2. Dallas is dead. What they gonna do a part 2 for? Like, there's no point. Like, he's dead. He's deflated. This is another thing I hate. When these movies all end the same way. Like, what's that movie? Perfect Stranger. Obsessed. What's another one? Till Death Do Us Part. What's another one? When the Bow Breaks. Some other ones I can't really put my finger on right now. But they all basically end the same way. At nighttime, in a dark house, somebody ends up getting shot. Oh, Good Deeds. Good Deeds. Somebody always ends up getting shot. And then ambulance come out, pull out to the house, and the movie ends right there. I get tired of seeing those movies all the time. Felt like just another one of those movies. I'm just like, I hate those movies. Because it's just like, it's basically the same thing. You've seen that type of storyline before. Honestly, I don't know what else to really tell you about the movie. Just that it's not as good as y'all think it was. Like, I don't understand why y'all think it was that good. Some of y'all probably just watched that first scene and was like, oh, this movie was good. Y'all ain't watched that movie. Because that movie was trash. Overall, that movie was trash. I'm sorry, Tyler, but that movie was trash. It felt like Madea's family funeral. If I could be completely frank. I remember when he had said that was going to be his last Madea film, and it was trash. Like, it literally felt like it was just all put together, and he just threw it out there and said, here you go. That's why he had to come back and do Madea's Homecoming, which was still kind of a little bit. But yeah, honestly, Tyler, you gotta get a writer's room, man. You can't do it all yourself. Like, these be some good stories, but then they be lacking. Like, there was so much more that could have been done with that story. Acting was great for the characters. It's not the actor's fault. None of it is actor's fault. I blame this solely on the writers. It has nothing to do with the acting whatsoever. All I'm really bashing is the writing. The writing was trash. It started out great, but then when it came down to the point where we needed a climax, even a falling action, as they taught us in school, it was straight garbage. It was like you just threw it together. Like, hey, I don't know what else to do, so I'm just gonna throw this out there. That's how it felt. And I'm just like, we've seen better, and I know you can do better. So that movie was trash. Everybody's saying it was good. Have your opinion, whatever, cool. I ain't even gonna argue with you. If you think it was good, cool. You think it was good. As for me, it was trash. It was trash. But that's about all I can really say about the movie. I don't know what else to really say about the movie, because I think that's probably the longest I've ever stuck on one movie before. If there's some other movies you guys would want me to do, I might actually come back and actually do them. My wife had said something about A Quiet Place, and I didn't really care for A Quiet Place. And, because I thought it was trash. Yeah. Y'all don't tell her I said that, though. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And I will be back with more content at some point. I ain't gonna say very soon. So we'll see. All right. Try that beat. I don't know.